recording 15 here is my episode of 1954 when I was a junior in high school, and I was in the FBLA, which is Future Business Leaders of America. We were having a national convention in Dallas, Texas, and I was a representative for the state of Kentucky. And a girl from down around Paducah, what was the name of the town where she was from? She was president of the chapter of the state of Kentucky, and her teacher, which was a chaperone, and I was driving a brand new 1954 Dodge chartreuse green or yellow Indianapolis 500 pace car with a Continental kit on the back. Dad was a Dodge dealer then, and that was the pace car for Indianapolis that year. I drove that car 700 miles to Dallas in one day with these two people and Edward Langley, my school buddy. And this was the last year, 60 some odd years ago, gosh, almost 70 years ago, that the college level and university level and the high schools was together. After that, they had their own chapters and national conventions. But this was the last year, and when I wasn't aware of this when I went down there, but during the convention, I think it was a 4-day convention. During the convention, well, there was going to be a contest for Mr. Executive of the nation, and back then they called it Miss Secretary of the nation for the female. So somebody said, we need a representative for Kentucky to run for this. Well, there was 13 or 14 girls there from Kentucky, and just me and Edward Langley were the only two boys. Edward wasn't very active in anything. And so I said, well, I'll do it. So they informed me that what time the next day I had to go down to the some offices there in the hotel we stayed in. I think it was a Hilton. But anyway, I know I went down to Neiman Marcus and I bought me a $5 black silk handkerchief to put in the lapel of my sport coat. And if I told you what my sport coat was, you'd really think I looked like a ding-a-ling, but it was a pale, almost a pink, with real small black polka dots in it, real small dots. And I put a $5 tie, a $5 handkerchief. That was a big dollar. So you can buy a good handkerchief for 50 cents. And I was interviewed for 3 hours by 3 different college professors on what I was going to do in my life and how I was going to be successful in life and business. And most of the contestants were juniors and seniors in universities. A lot of these guys, I remember one of them I met during the interview was a senior at the University of Arizona. He was a law student, but he was working at a bank in the summertime already. But I not only was a senior, I was a junior. I was the youngest candidate in the nation there. And most of them, I didn't. In fact, I don't think I saw any high school running for Mr. Executive. I think they were all university boys, and they were all 21, 2, and 3 years old, and I was 17, and I was 17 years old. I wasn't even 18 then. I was a junior. And I saw the professional type guys that was in the running and interviews all those days as I was going from one professor to the other and talking to them. So that night in the convention, why, quite frankly, I was so unattentive. I was talking to the girls because we had, like I said, we had a Kentucky table. There was 13 or 14 girls and just two guys. And when they announced the winner for Mr. Executive of the Nation, I didn't even hear it the first time. I thought, gosh, did he say Woodring? So I didn't want to get up and embarrass myself. I just sat there. And he said it the second time. Then I jumped up. And I had, the next morning, I had the president of the hotel's office to my exposure. And the girl that won was Beverly Crew. She was a senior at the University of Oklahoma. And two newspapers interviewed. I went to a press conference, and I was interviewed by two newspapers, and my picture and story was on the front paper of the Dallas News that afternoon. And I was very proud, I really was. When I got back, why, I didn't know how to handle it really. The professor of business at Murray State College in Murray asked me to come down and talk to his class, his students. Now, here I was a junior in high school, and he wanted me to go to Murray and tell him of my experience, I guess, and I did. I did a very poor job. I mean, I never back down from a challenge, particularly one that I'm not good at. Public speaking, anytime I have an opportunity to do any public speaking, I do it, and I embarrass my family and everybody else. I got a little better at it as I got older, but it wasn't my thing. But I never back down from a challenge and try to do a good job. I've always been trying to do my civic duties. My biggest contribution to the civic here has been the hospital. I've been a board member of this hospital 32 years. No one's even half that. And no one served over 4 years as chairman, and I served 12 or 13 years as chairman. So I've paid my dues and done my civic work as a board member of our fine little hospital here. That's been my contribution. I've run a good, honest business, in a business that I'm a crook to start out with because I'm a used car salesman. And I've lived with that segment of my life, but I'm a good businessman. I'm an honest person, and I found out all you got to do in life to be successful is just do what you say you're going to do, and I always did that at all costs. I tried to be a good person, a good businessman. Thank you.